Hi, hello and welcome to another weekly video, Living with Alzheimer's, week 68, I believe. Wow. This week I want to talk a little bit about hidden changes. Things that happen and things that change within dementia that I suppose we don't always notice. The people around us don't always notice everything. And I certainly didn't see this one coming that I'm going to explain to you today. As you know, I'm very passionate about cycling, we had the cycle challenge during the summer, and I've got another challenge that I want to do next summer as well. And cycling has become a big part of my life. It's become a big part of my way of getting away from dementia. It's what I do. It's what I get up for the morning, in the morning for. I get very passionate. And I used to cycle many miles on my own, without no problem at all. And I was very confident in doing that. But as time has gone on, and I suppose going back to probably summer of this year, I started cycling with a group from our local cycle shop, Sax Velo. They were one of our main sponsors during our cycle challenge. And I found that cycling with a group was okay. It was pretty good. It was a different thing for me, as I'd never ever cycled with a group or anybody else. I'd always been a lone solo cyclist. But I found that the group was difficult for me to, I suppose, to cope with. Not the people, but what was going on. The amount of information that I was having to process while cycling. Potholes, for argument's sake, are a great vein of my life, as they are with any cyclist. But if you're in a group, there are people who point out potholes, drain cover or whatever as you're cycling along so that you can miss them. And trying to keep up with that level of intense information I found very, very difficult. So what I really needed was a cycling buddy. I needed somebody who was as passionate as me with cycling. Somebody who I could go out with on a one-to-one basis. It would simplify things for me. A, I'd got someone to cycle with. B, there was someone to talk to, and it was just an add-on, somebody there, because things had changed within dementia. And I found the perfect person. And over a matter of a few months, we've done many, many hundreds of miles together. And unfortunately, she went out a few weeks ago and had a crash on her bike, had a bit of an accident, and ended up breaking her collarbone. She's okay, and she will be fine. It will mend, as these things do. But between now and sort of Christmas time, she isn't going to be doing a lot of cycling. So I've gone back to cycling on my own. Now, that's okay. But I didn't realise how dependent on that cycling buddy that I've become. As I call her, my dementia cycling buddy. I didn't realise until she wasn't there of how difficult it is to cycle a distance on my own. The confidence level that I needed to do that have gone. That level of confidence. Yes, there's science to follow. Yes, I have technology. Yes, I have a GPS phone, a GPS watch rather, so if I break down, if something happens, people can find me. Yes, there is that backup. But cycling along on my own on the country lanes, national cycle routes, I get, now I'm going to use the word disorientated, as to I think that I'm in a different place to where I actually am. And my mind is rushing because I'm trying to work out where I am. I will get to a point where I know where I am, but in between those points of knowing where I am, there is this scary moment of not knowing where you are, not in control. And I'm afraid to say that that little man who sits at home on my settee when I go cycling, twiddling his thumbs, it's sad to say that he catches up with me sometimes when I'm out on my own. So I suppose that's a hidden change, one that I didn't realise, one that I didn't see coming until it happened, until I was forced into a situation of where I had to go out on my own again. And I come to realise that probably a couple of years ago, this problem wouldn't have happened. I would have cycled around and I would have not even given it another thought. I'm not going to give in. I'm still going to continue to cycle, and I'm still going to continue to cycle on my own, but I'm going to keep the routes down to a very familiar route. So instead of doing 60 miles and 40 miles, I'll have to narrow it down to the sort of 20-ish, I suppose, so that I can keep familiar routes in my mind and not get so, I suppose it becomes quite stressful. And I think it's like if you were to do a familiar route to work every day, but then someone changed the scenery along that route so that you were going on that route that you knew, but yet there were so many things that were different. So you thought you were in a different place. It would worry you a little bit, and it would give you some degree of concern and not make that journey an easy one. So I suppose my journeys on my own are not as easy as they were. But my wonderful cycling buddy, she will be back in the saddle. She will be okay, and we will do many, many more hundreds of miles together. But it's just a change that I thought that I would share with you. It's part of my journey, and it's also part of, I'm sure, many other people's journeys within Alzheimer's. But we'll carry on, because it's what it's about. It's about being positive, and it's about still trying to achieve. It's a beautiful day out there again today. No wind, sun is shining, so I'm going to go out later on today and have another cycle round as I do. I'm going to do what I can while I can still. Next week, or probably the week after actually, I have got some quite exciting news that I want to share with you about dementia, about Alzheimer's, early onset Alzheimer's, people in my age group. Something that I think is quite a positive thing, and I want to share this with you once it's really been confirmed. But yeah, it's pretty exciting news, I think, anyway. Well, I hope today's video has been okay. I'm sure it has. I can't remember a word I've said, but that doesn't really matter. I will look at it again, because I always play them back as soon as I've done them, and then because I always watch the following week's one. But thank you for all your comments during the week, by the way. They're very good. I do read them all, even the ones on YouTube. I do read them, and I do try and respond to as many as I can. It's not always easy for me to respond, but I do read them. So thank you so very much. You're the people that makes the videos worthwhile doing, for me anyway. Have a great weekend. Have a wonderful week, and I'll be here again next Friday. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.